It looks like the rumors of Devin Booker's time in Phoenix coming to an end may not be as accurate as we once thought, and we're going to hear from the Phoenix Suns owner about what he thinks D-Book's future in Phoenix will look like. Welcome to Suns Digest. My name is CJ Pierre, and we are the place to keep up with all the latest Phoenix Suns news. And if you want to keep up to date with how the Phoenix Suns are adjusting as they go through this offseason after being ousted from the playoffs in the first round in a sweep, no less, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and you can stay up to date with everything that's going on. And we're going to start with the fact that there are conflicting reports in regards to Devin Booker and his status with the Phoenix Suns. There have been a lot of rumors over the past couple of days on what's going to happen with the big three and whether or not they're going to split up Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Kevin Durant. Well, it came from one of the biggest names in media that Devin Booker actually wants out. Stephen A. Smith talking on First Take yesterday saying Devin Booker wants to be a New York Knick. He was speaking with Shannon Sharpe and saying that Booker, he hasn't spoken to Booker, but he's saying that the scuttlebutt around the NBA is that Booker wants to be a Knick. And there are going into the idea that, the Phoenix Suns are a second apron team and the three stars, Beal, Booker, and Durant, are making a combined $150 million next year. And that makes it very difficult for that team to be flexible and add new free agents and make those tweaks that they need so they don't get swept again like they did by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round. Now, Devin Booker is the most valuable asset that the Suns have. He is the youngest star on the team, and he is about to enter a new deal, but he is the kind of cornerstone piece any franchise would like to have or add to something that might be existing. So the New York Knicks, really, if they wanted Devin Booker, they should try and go after him. But it seems like the reality is that it looks like Devin Booker wants to stay in Phoenix. It looks like Devin Booker wants to remain a Phoenix Suns. He was drafted by the Suns, he has so far spent his entire career in Phoenix. Phoenix is his town at this point. We've got murals painted for the guy, and the latest is that these rumors aren't true and that Booker wants to stay in Phoenix. The most recent report coming out, as you can see this tweet from NBA Central, is that Booker reportedly wants to spend his career with one team like his idol, Kobe Bryant. The quote here is that there may come a day where Booker is convinced he can no longer win with the Suns and decides to pursue titles elsewhere, but that day isn't here yet. According to a source that's coming to a source that's within Booker's camp, around the people that he trusts. As a student of the game and its history, Booker understands the value of sticking with one franchise for his entire career, following the footsteps of guys like his idol, as we mentioned, Kobe Bryant. Now, that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big statement. We all know how big of an impact Kobe Bryant had on Devin Booker, and we all know the impact that it had on Book, when Kobe tragically died. And we've heard all about the bond that those two shared, the advice that Kobe would give to Devin Booker, and how Devin Booker really wanted to adapt that Mamba mentality like Kobe. And if the idea of staying with one franchise like Kobe did with the Lakers, that might appeal to Booker. That may be something that he wants to attach to his legacy. At this point, Booker is, on the borderline of being a Hall of Fame player. Just a few more All-Star appearances, maybe an MVP, and a couple of championships might get it done, maybe even just one championship. But we all know the kind of player that Booker is and the kind of player that he aspires to be. Can he be a guy like Kobe that plays his entire career for one franchise, like a Kobe, like a Tim Duncan, spending his entire career with the Spurs? If that's what Booker wants to do, then he may be the person that establishes that. And again, he's the franchise player of the Suns. This is his team. And that was basically guaranteed, from the owner, Matt Ishbia, who says that Booker is the face of the franchise, that Booker is the face of the Phoenix Suns. Now, there's a lot of rumors going on about, the changes that the Suns are possibly going to make, whether it comes to the roster or the coaching staff or the front office. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to Matt Ishbia, the recent owner of the Phoenix Suns. Now, he spoke today at a press conference, he giving his thoughts on, where the team is and, how disappointing it was, to get ousted in the first round. And he didn't mince words. He talked right about Booker, saying that Booker is the face of the franchise and he's going to be here for the next 10 plus years until he retires. Now, that might be all you need to know. That might be all you need to hear. The owner of the Phoenix Suns wants Devin Booker to retire as a Sun. 10 plus years, that puts Booker around age 37. And that would probably be, near the tail end of his career. And if that's what Booker wants to do, he wants to play out the remainder of his career in Phoenix, and the owner signs off on it, then I really don't think that that's something that we need to really think about. So if Booker's camp is saying one thing, that he wants to stay in Phoenix, but Stephen A. Smith is reporting that he wants to be a Knick. Those are obviously conflicting ideas, but then you bring it up to the top and it comes to the owner. If Matt Ishbia says that he wants Booker to stay with the Suns, then the likelihood is that that's what's going to happen. Now, anything can change. There could always be a trade or some kind of offer that, the Suns just can't refuse. But right now, with the Suns being a second apron team and not really having a lot of flexibility when it comes to changing their roster, I really don't think those kind of changes are coming. So I would expect that Booker will remain a Phoenix Sun for the foreseeable future. All right, and that's it all we got for today. Again, if you want to keep up with the latest Suns news, click the subscribe button so you can keep up with Suns Digest. Again, my name is CJ Pierre. Catch up with you guys next time.